Get it, son. Oh, snap, my rod just broke.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the channel here. It is bright and early. We've got Josh up in the back of the boat right here. He's taking care of a couple little maintenance things right here. We got the bimini that's in the back of the boat because it's being, or was going to be repaired. It's got a little bit of a rip in it, but we need to put it up today because we got a little bit less than ideal conditions right now. We are calling for rain, so we're trying to stay as dry as possible. We are coming out here for one reason and one reason only, and that's to get some practice and as well some waypoints on the graph, because next week will be our very first tournament we'll ever fish on this channel here at 302 Fishing. We are going to be going for the Flounder today. Josh got me to buy a few rigs that are a little bit different than the way that I try to catch flounder here, but I think it will work out well because Josh has used them before for a different species, and he thinks it will translate well with the flounder right here. We got a little game changer. It's right on the end of the boat right here. We got rid of the, well, it's actually still there, but we don't have to use it, but we got rid of the anchor, and now we've got spot lock. This will help us out exponentially when we're going to drift down the canal that we're going to be coming into, but there are some spots where we want to go ahead and spot lock and flip into certain areas to see if there's some flounder in there. We got a bucket full of minnows. We got a lot of time. Let's get down the road. Hopefully we'll see you on the boat, and we'll get some brown beauties right up on the end of the line for you to see. All right, we are on the water right here. We are not going to be going full bore. We're not going to get splashing waves all over the front of the boat and mist getting us all cold and everything else like that. We got the bimini top on here so we don't get poured on, because it was pouring as we got down here about 10 minutes away from where we just put the boat out on. But I'm going to go ahead and let Josh explain to you one unique rig we're going to use right now. It's not traditionally used for flounder, but I think, based on his knowledge, I think it'll work. So, Josh, go ahead and explain to us what exactly we're going to be using here.
So, before I moved to Delaware, I was living up on the Columbia River, and they do a lot of walleye fishing up there in Oregon. And I learned how to drag these bottom bouncers for walleye. They usually put a worm crawler harness behind it, and they drag it down the river, they drag it up the river, and it works. Well, I tried this last summer down at Eastern Shore, Virginia, fishing down near Cape Charles, and it worked. And so, we're going to kind of experiment with that here in the canal, see if we can drag these. You know, these things bounce along the bottom, they don't snag, they're pretty incredible. And so we're going to run a 3-foot leader off the back of it with a little spinner blade or something attractive, a little float, and then a big tail hook. Put a minnow on it, drag it up and down the current, and see what happens. I think the flounder will respond. I don't think they've ever seen it, so it's novel, it's new, and hopefully it works.
All right, so good job explaining that. If you can look right out here, that is the Roosevelt Inlet. We can fish all the way to that boundary on the tournament there, right where that marker's at, and then we can go all the way down the canal, which goes way out into the Rehoboth Bay, and then if you go further up this way, we can only go as far as Oyster Creek Road, I think it's called, or Oyster Road?
Oyster Rocks Landing.
Oyster Rocks Landing. So those are the rules in order to go ahead and flounder fish, so we're probably gonna be covering all that territory, but Josh, if we can't get the flounder on, has already told us we got, you know, all kinds of bait. We got fish finders, well, not fish finders, but we got fish bites, and of course we got minnows. They can catch more than just flounder. Blues might come through here, we might catch a trout, who knows, but we got all day, so we're gonna go ahead and try out everything we can. Like I said, the main thing is trying to practice and see where we think these flounder might be, so we can translate that over to the tournament next Friday. So wish us luck there next week, and we can try to gather that money, as I just said at the end there, but let's get going. Let's try to get that bite going. We are high class. Check this out, my man. He's got his remote in his hand there. He's operating a spot lock. We got our rods to our left and to our right with the bottom bounces on here. And we're going to drift past the jetty here, and then we'll pick out which way we want to go up and down the canal. And of course, later on, we're going to try to pitch some Carolina rigs in between the piers and the pilings and whatnot. What's that, bud? You got something? Are you on? It's on. Great job, Josh. As soon as we turned around here, we got a fish on. There we go. We got our first flatty of the year, folks. Really light looking flatty, man. How about that?
Not real big, but it's flounder.
All right. Well, we're not going to keep them, but we'll measure them. But plop them on the plate real quick. Come on, buddy.
Come on.
Calm the hell down.
Slow down now. He's probably only 14. He's not going to keep. But even if he was, you know, even if we were so inclined, not even, he's 13.
13 inches.
Yeah. Well, first flounder of the year.
Awesome, man. All right, so it worked.
Well, no, that was on a Carolina rig.
Oh, it was on a Carolina rig.
And, there you go.
I see you doubled up on your sinkers too.
Well, that was left residual from the last time I fished it.
I was telling Josh a couple seconds ago, like, I've never fished this style before. Usually you're on a head boat and just dropping down and it's pulling down. You're not used to having a line out there and just watching it bounce like crazy. A little bit different way than when you be fishing on a charter boat. So, but we're glad we got a fish on. The skunk is off. All right, since we got a resident biologist on board right here, Josh is going to tell you the difference between minnows that we have inside of the net here, or he's actually put them in his hands.
So your saltwater minnows that you typically get here, this one's a killifish. Really good bait. And then a lot of times you'll hear mumachog. They'll say mumachog, they're talking about this guy right here. He's the, let me find him. He's in here. There he is. The little fat guy.
Which one?
The fat guy is the mumachog.
Oh, okay. Yeah, check that out.
And so, but the killifish are bigger. They're, in my opinion, a better bait, but it all depends on what the fish want. You know, go with the fish, do what the fish want.
All right, we got our fine gentleman from the United States Coast Guard over here. We got 2 vessels. They're gonna be out on patrol today. Got the big old gun right on the end of the boat there. Might shoot across our bow. You never know. For fun. What's up, guys? Stay safe out there.
Well, thank you.
You know, I got out before they fielded those 240 Bravos. How's that thing shoot?
Terrible.
The M60 was far superior.
One cool thing about floating down a canal here, you can see these big, huge houses like this one right here. You can just imagine how much that was worth. Some of these properties right here, not even including the home, just the small plot that they're sitting on, go for millions of dollars. Again, before building the house. Out here in the distance, that's Lewes Harbor Marina. That's the folks that are sponsoring the tournament. A lot of new stuff that's going on right here. You can see a brand new boardwalk and a lot of new slips that are being built right along the way here. But if you could look off to your backside here, the stern area, we're gonna walk back here. And if you look right out here, that's the Overfalls. That's one of the last, I think, 10 Liberty ships that are existing in the world, I think. And that actually is a functional ship. Just moored over there. You can actually go on to that boat. There's a museum inside of the boat. We'll drop a link down below so you guys can do that. I actually went into that. It's actually pretty cool and interesting, the history of that boat and everything else like that. So if you want to jump down here to Lewes to do that, that's where you go, right there across the street or across the canal from the Lewes Harbor Marina. We're still patiently waiting for another bite here. We're having some issues with the wind, so Josh has to point the bow of the boat towards the canal straight ahead, because if we turn sideways, the boat just gets blown all over the place and we're not able to drift correctly. So I'm hoping that's not the issue next week when we come out here.
We're still more or less drifting, but it's just a controlled drift with a little bit of power.
Fish on. There you go. Nice. 2 flounder on.
Flatty.
All right.
I think yours is bigger.
Oh, there you go. Quick release. All right, about the same size as Josh. Might be slightly bigger than Josh's, but we'll drop it on the ruler here and see what's up. What do we got? By an inch and a half. Unfortunately, it is a short and it has to go back into the water, but we'll take a quick pick real quick and toss her in the water. 2 flounder on the deck. Off she goes. That was off of the bottom bouncer. It worked.
It worked.
As you can see, Josh and I both have a flounder on the end of the line here to start this episode off. Please be aware, this year you've got 2 size limits on the summer flounder. For 2024, from January 1st to May 31st, 16 inches is the legal size. And then from June 1st all the way to the end of the year, it's 17.5 inches. You can have 4 on your daily possession when it comes to these flounder. Fish on. All right, Josh has got one on. Get it, son. Oh, snap, my rod just broke. Is it?
Yeah.
No, we'll call it on a rock or something.
You want a rock? Or?
Yeah, it's a rock. Well, the Tika's history. All right. All right, at least we kept the reel. All right, why is this doing this? I'm just gonna cut the line, bud.
Drift back.
No, I'm not gonna cut it.
Huh?
There you go. It broke. It just broke. Wow. Well, actually, it's my second time ever breaking a rod here. Did you get a flounder? Oh, you got a striper.
A little stripey stripe.
Nice.
They eat minnows too.
All right, folks. We're fishing with a miniature rod here.
Story of your life.
And that's it, brother. Put another rod out here. Josh allowed me to use one of his combinations here. But let me walk over here and assess the devastation upon my Tika. That thing got mauled. But wow. I guess I should have known better to use it over here anyway. But I'll have to go buy a new one, of course. That's how it goes. The endless pit. And that's not looking too fun up there, folks. It's kind of dark on that side. Hopefully it stays over there. I'm looking to see which way the clouds are rolling, and thumbs up. The clouds are rolling that way. We're still continuing on the drift. Of course, we had the tragedy of the Tika. So always remember, never bring a Tika to a flounder fight. But I wanted to thank Steve. Should have done it at the beginning, but Steve, thank you for the minnows that you provided for us. And Jordan from Henlope and Bait and Tackle. He's the one who recommended my Daiwa Harrier. That is the first fish on that rod right there, sir. So I'm happy with that.
Didn't break.
That's the one that didn't break, yeah. I think we got a bite going on here, folks. It looks fishy. I'm gonna take my strike. There you go, fish on. There we go. Another flatty. There you go. Way short. You threw the minnow. All right. And it looks like a possibility on this one right here too. It's another one for the bottom bouncer. All right. Good deal. Great idea, Josh. Look at that tiny little critter. Off she goes.
The right species.
That's it. Need a minnow, kind sir. I'm gonna pull this back up here because Josh, you know, we got the bottom bouncers right here, but Josh, what exactly do we have on the end of the line right here, buddy?
So this is a Max Smile blade, and I think the float is also made by Max. It's a company that makes walleye fishing gear. And you see how that blade just blowing in the wind? It spins. That does the same thing under the water, and it just throws some vibration, throws some flash. Fish like it.
Boom. There you go. No, fish, fish, fish. Yes, you definitely got one on there. There was a hit. I think Josh might have one here on the left-hand side. Oh yeah, he's got one on. Oh boy. Yes, there you go, bud. What do you got?
What's that here?
Oh,
nice,
yes,
nice
yes. You need a net on that? Wow, that's a nice one. That is
yeah,
legal right there.
Yeah.
All right. All right, bud. Let's go ahead and grab that. That looks like a legal size right there. Oh my God, I tripped on something.
Why are you tripping, bro?
Why are you tripping, bro? There you go. Wow, that's a nice looking flounder right there. There you go, bud. Nice job.
Damn.
Woo. That looks like about 17, 18 inches long. Maybe even 19. But we'll measure that in a second there. But absolute beautiful. Two flounder right in the same area. And look at that beautiful flounder right there. And that is the target we want, guys. One thing about these flounder, they're so slimy, but beautiful, beautiful flounder, man.
Fish.
Great job, Josh. Awesome. All right, let's get a measurement real quick. We got a perfect 19. I called it perfectly.
Yeah, 19.
So that is a legal size flounder right there, obviously.
19 and a half.
Throwing or keeping?
I mean, it's pretty deleterious to throw them back with the tournament looming, but this is not a fish that would win in the tournament. I mean, it's a nice fish, but it takes 5 pounds to win in this tournament.
Right.
You got your scale, Dan? Let's weigh him.
Josh is one man to employ the scale, man. He doesn't normally weigh his fish, but we'll give him the honors today. That is definitely a nice looking flounder here.
It's going to take almost 5 pounds to win anything in this tournament, so I'm kind of tempted to just keep this because flounder are delicious.
Yeah.
And so I may just go ahead and put this guy in the kill box.
But keeps going back and forth with 210, 211. But let's kind of bring this out in front of you again. But that is an absolute gorgeous looking flounder right there. Get a quick picture for Josh, and we'll get that fish on the way real quick.
Big, beautiful 2 3/4 pound flounder, and back she goes.
Boom.
You go.
Good job, Josh. Awesome. We got that one tiny one, and then a split second later, I just happened to look behind Josh's back, and I saw his rod going off there, and he got that beautiful 19-incher that you saw right there. But we were going a blazing 0.9 miles per hour. We're actually going against the tide, but it seems like they want it slow. And again, it is an incoming tide that we've got going on right now. But the minnow have been doing their work. So Smith's Bait Shop, thank you very much. If you can look right in front of you here, we got the bridge that actually leads to the Cape May Lewes Ferry. Just beyond the way right here, there used to be a bridge over there. That was the Lewes Railroad Swing Bridge. It's there for like God knows how many years. I don't even know when it was put there, but at one point in time, about 2 years ago, they decided they're going to go ahead and lift this bridge and remove it out of where it was at, and they were actually going to turn it into a museum piece. So they lifted it up on some hoists right here, put it up on the back of a truck, and drove it real slow over to where it's at so people can go ahead and visit this piece of history right here. But I'll link this article down in the description field below so you can read about it. But I thought it was a pretty cool thing to show you right now. And obviously the topography has changed a little bit because it's not there anymore. But pretty neat stuff. I mean, this place has been around forever, like a couple centuries, guys. I mean, like I said, the 1600s, if I'm not mistaken, is when this was founded, this town right here. I think it. Fish on. Oh, missed him. He was on there. Fish on the drop. As it was going down. Are you kidding me? Another flounder. How about that? As I was dropping my line down, the flounder just attacked the bait. It took us a long while to get to this one right here. How crazy was that? But we got another flatty on the end of the line.
There we go.
Boom.
Tied it up.
That's it. Off she goes. Well, we are finally back on the dock right here. Josh is tidying up a little bit here. He's going to push the boat out and get it up onto the boat trailer right there. But realistically, I did not think we were going to get fish on the end of the line. But Josh has always got that positive attitude going on there. And the weather, you can just look at it. It just, we almost didn't think it was going to cooperate with us, but as we walk up here, Mother Nature gave us that reprieve. We only had a tiny little bit of drizzle, but with all the time that we had right there, we were able to put 6 fish up in front of you. 5 flounder, 1 striper, and we presume a blue hit on the end of the line right there on Josh's rod right there, because it snapped it completely off. But the bottom bouncers, those were the bee's knees, guys. They really pulled in the fish right there. I mean, I was completely surprised on that. A walleye rig. And then we got a couple on a Carolina rig. But I'm hoping you guys enjoyed that episode. If you did, give us a thumbs up. If you haven't already done so, I'd hope you consider subscribing to the channel, clicking on that notification bell. That way you're informed of all of our future episodes. Follow us on Instagram at 302 Fishing. On the right hand side, always a great video. And of course, follow us on the playlist. I'm hoping you guys had a great day. I know I did. I know Josh did. And we hope to get to see you on the next episode.